Hey y'all, it's Beauty Biscuits, and today we're doing Stranger Things makeup. And also talking about Conformity Gate. If you don't know what that is, it does have spoilers if you haven't seen the new season of Stranger Things. But just letting you know, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch ahead. But yeah, I made this Demogorgon eyepiece. It was pretty hard. If this video gets more traction and people want a more specific tutorial on this piece itself, I will. So comment below if you would want that. But anyways, I was super disappointed with the Stranger Things finale. I was expecting a lot more, which I'm not a new fan. I know a lot of people say that the newer fans just want to find something to hate about the finale and that a bunch of people liked it. And I mean, it's great other people liked it, but in my opinion, I thought it was kind of like the worst season. I was expecting this long fight, like the mall scene in season 3. That was a really good fight with the Mind Flare. But in season 5, nothing much happened. No one died. No one got hurt. Which seems impossible to me with how big the Mind Flare turned out to be with Vecna, and no one got hurt. I was also expecting it to be some type of 3-headed dragon, and that didn't happen either. And I thought it was weird that there was no Demogorgons, no Demodogs, no bats, nothing when they went into Vecna's lair. There was just nothing, and they're saying the reasoning behind that is because Vecna wasn't expecting them. They caught him by surprise. But why wouldn't he be checking Will after Will had gotten into his mind and broke his leg? Wouldn't you think that he'd be checking on them? And I just don't think there's any way he would be caught by surprise. It makes no sense. And then all the small things of different things changing colors, like the dial and people standing like him, and just how things were slightly off. To me, it does seem like everyone's under Vecna's curse, and it's all in Mike's head, and Vecna won. I don't know. Even with 11 dying, I do think she did die. I don't know. A lot of people are hoping she did make it out, but I just don't think there is any way, because Kali just she got shot and then the lab exploded. So I don't know. I don't believe. Even though I wanted to believe, I don't believe. But yeah, I was just so disappointed. The whole fight lasted 15 minutes in the whole 2-hour episode, and then it was just all mushy-gushy stuff, and everyone survived, which is great, but at the same time, I feel like it would have gone further if not everyone had made it. I don't know. I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer. But one thing I did fully believe was Conformity Gate. Y'all had me so convinced on TikTok, so convinced that there was a secret episode and it was coming out on the 7th. There was just so many things stacking up that didn't add up, that I was like, you know what? Maybe there is a secret episode and this is all gonna pull it together, and it's actually gonna be the greatest season of Stranger Things. And then it never came. And then y'all pushed it to the 12th because the documentary was teased to come out on the 12th, and it's 2 hours long, and so it was a great speculation that that was the secret episode. But again, turned out just to be a documentary, which I did watch it anyways, and it just made me even more disappointed because who, after 3 whole years, and blaming it on kids, but I have kids, there's no way you couldn't have gotten around to writing the ending to your biggest hit of a show in 3 years. And you decide to just go with whatever the day of like recording. Like, really? I don't know. It's just, I was really hoping for a secret episode. Either way, they want it to be up to the viewers how you interpret the finale, and to me, I'm just gonna go with that Vecna won. I really think he won 100%, because even when it's showing like the next generation of kids playing D&D, there's Mr. What's-It games in the background. Like, there's just so many different things that are off. They had to have done it on purpose. So I'm just gonna go with that Vecna 1. I do wish though that they would have like pointed out if Will had like his power still, because that was never talked about again after the whole fight. Like, does he still have them, or did they go away? Like, because the army was there and they were after 11. They had to have seen that Will had powers, and they just let them go. Like, I really wish they would have went more into depth with Dr. K, because she was just kind of like thrown in there and nothing else really happened with her character. They just left. I don't know. And then Dustin's speech about Hellfire Club and everything, Hawkins was super against Hellfire Club and believed that it was like the devil, and now everyone's like cheering for it. I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes, but enough about that, I guess. I would say out of all of the seasons, if you couldn't tell before, my favorite season is season 3. Mainly because of like the horror aspect to it, like the mind flare taking over so many people and then them like exploding and becoming the mind flare. Like, that was super creepy and cool. Like, I really enjoyed that season. And I loved the growing friendship that Max and Eleven had. Like, and I didn't really care for Max when they first introduced her until season 3. Now, for my favorite character, it's a very hard decision for me because I like just so many. So I'm still just gonna have to go with like a top 3 of Hopper, Dustin, and Steve. But I would love to know your guys' like favorite season and why, and also who your favorite character was. And also at this point in time, while doing my makeup, writing out the alphabet, I so wish I would have put in the Demogorgon over my eye very last because I could not see very well. And later when putting on my lash, I couldn't, close my eye to put the lash on because then I could not see anything. So that was my one regret. Like, if you're going to recreate this look, put the Demogorgon over your eye very last. Make that the last thing you do. That was my one regret with this look. But I thought this look turned out pretty awesome. I had been wanting to do like a Stranger Things theme makeup for a long time, but I didn't have the courage to do it till now. Since, Conformity Gate was happening, I was like, I have to do something this year. I hope eventually I can like recreate a Vecna look, or like specifically just a Demogorgon, but that'll probably be in the future, far in the future, till I get more practice with like some special effects makeup. Back to the last season, though, I almost forgot. But was anyone else confused by the breakup scene with Jonathan and Nancy? Like, I kind of got that it was a breakup, but my husband didn't, because it was just the weirdest breakup. I don't know. Like, I for sure thought, okay, they broke up because he threw the ring away. But it was really weird. And then Hopper used that same ring to propose to Joyce. So that was odd to me. I don't know. But he couldn't have known that that was for Nancy, right? Right? I don't know. I had also thought from how season 4 was going with Nancy and Steve that they would have had more of a connection in season 5, but they didn't because they wanted Nancy to be more independent. But I don't know, it was just all back and forth. I also thought it was weird that we were just supposed to know that Robin and Vicky, I think that was her name, are just broken up too, which is odd. I don't know why there was so much breakup scenes. Probably because of the other conspiracy theory of Divorce Gate, which I kind of believe too, that the one guy's wife, well, now ex-wife, was the ghostwriter for Stranger Things, because after she left, it did go downhill. It makes a lot of sense, but I don't know, it was just odd. But overall, do I think a secret episode's coming out anytime in the future? Not that likely. I feel like if there was one, it would have been out by now. I think Netflix and everybody's just been teasing and giving little hints oh, there could be more, just so Stranger Things has more attention for longer, but I really don't think there's another episode, sadly, even though I would have loved that. But we're not getting one. It's over. It's an end of an era. I really hope the spin-off show is good. I have no idea what it's about yet. I just hope it's good and can replace Stranger Things. I don't know. I also don't know why they're coming out with an animated show for some adventure that happens in between season 2. They're not even keeping the actors to do the voices of their characters. It's going to be a completely different set of people. When they say it's done, it should be done, but they're still milking it. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on the finale, what you thought. Were you a believer in Conformity Gate? Are you still a believer in Conformity Gate? Do you think there is still a secret episode that is going to come out? And also, do you believe in Divorce Gate? That's kind of a newly thrown one in there, but could be a possibility. I want to know your thoughts. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion about Stranger Things, the finale, Conformity Gate, Divorce Gate. That's just all I have to say about it. But thanks for listening to my rant. And here is the finished look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I would love some suggestions though on what I should do next. But yeah, thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. That is amazing. I wasn't expecting to hit that already this year, but yeah, thank you so much. Love you guys and see you in the next makeup video.